Say Palacios confessed to shooting his girlfriend. Tonight, there is a vigil for Roseanne Martinez at 7 o'clock in the H-E-B Pharmacy parking lot in Edna. That's at 301 North Wells Street. Martinez was an H-E-B employee and Jackson County resident. At last report, the suspect was still in the Jackson County jail charged with murder. Karina?
Trenton, thank you. Now, if you or a loved one is experiencing domestic violence, you can call 361-575-7842 or call the Domestic Violence Hotline and Sexual Assault Hotline at 361-573-4357. You can take a look at those numbers right there on your screen for you or a loved one. Now, Victoria police arrested a 30-year-old man today. Kane Riley of Victoria facing 6 charges, including evading arrest with a vehicle, tampering with physical evidence with intent to impair, and resisting arrest. He remains in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of an $87,850 bond. Students and teachers and staff are back in the classroom in Victoria ISD. The Cuero ISD also returned to the classroom today. Tomorrow, it's back to school for students in the Calhoun ISD area. Also, Ganado, Edna, and Industrial ISD also return to school Wednesday. Victoria College starts Monday, August 26th. So good luck to all the students out there. So here is your viewer poll this afternoon. You can scan that QR code right there on your screen to vote. The question is, how do your children get to school? Are you driven by family, school bus? Do you walk, carpool, bicycle, or public transportation? We want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part. And we're going to have an update on 25 News Now at 6. The Victoria ISD is currently searching for a new leader. In the spring, former superintendent Dr. Quentin Shepard submitted his resignation in order to serve as the new superintendent for Pflugerville ISD. Quentin began his position with the Victoria ISD 6 years ago in July of 2018. On April 14th, Shepard was named the lone finalist in the Pfluger ISD superintendent search. The VISD board members accepted Shepard's resignation letter that same month. Shepard served the VISD through the end of 2023 and 2024 school year before starting his new position. His last contract with the VISD was signed July 2022 and was set to end June 30th of 2026. Shepard was paid out more than $49,000 for 40 unused vacation days. A district spokesperson says there was nothing in his contract regarding the payout of unused days. Now, the district hired JCA Law to lead the search for a new superintendent. The district scheduled a series of community meetings to collect input. The last one is set for 6 p.m. on Monday, August 19th at Mission Valley Elementary School. There is also a superintendent search survey the community can take part in on the district's website. The board is scheduled to adopt a budget and tax rate at a regular board meeting on Thursday. Also on the agenda for that meeting is the hiring of personnel. Now, in what has become a tradition at the Victoria ISD, the first day pep rally aims to pump up students and teachers as they get ready for the new school year. This year's first day pep rally was held at the STEM Middle School. 6th, 7th, and 8th graders were treated to a routine by the STEM cheerleader squad, followed by a silly teacher dance event contest. The event ended with longtime VISD educator Brother Gary Moses wishing everyone a positive and successful school year.
You can't beat the atmosphere and the love of teaching and students all being together in one building. It's just something very special to me.
The Victoria ISD has more than 13,000 students enrolled this year. So with that, let's take a look at your forecast with Chief Meteorologist Mac Bettis. Mac, it rained on the first day of school. I think that's a sign of good luck.
Well, I think so too. We had a few little showers out there this afternoon, and the way I look at it is, you know, at least the air conditioning is on at school, so why not? Let's do it. All right. Meanwhile, out in the Atlantic, we have Tropical Storm Ernesto still strengthening right over Puerto Rico tonight. By tomorrow, it may become a stronger hurricane, but it's headed out to sea. So we'll talk about that and take a look at your 7-day forecast coming up in a moment. Back to you.
Mac, thank you. A Texas father is facing an attempted capital murder charge after he reportedly tried to give his 4-month-old gasoline to drink.
Paris police quickly responded to a home on Pine Bluff Street after getting a call about a baby being poisoned.
When they got to the scene, the mother presented the infant to them and basically said that she believed that the child's father had given the child gasoline to drink.
The suspect took off on foot but was quickly nabbed by officers. Police say 24-year-old Edgar Bridgman has confessed to making the child drink the gasoline.
Did he give any reason on why he would do this?
I really can't go into that.
Bridgman has been charged with attempted capital murder. He will soon be transported to the Lamar County Jail, where he will be held on a $250,000 bond. The 4-month-old was transported to Paris Regional Medical Center. It was there officers believe the child's condition began to decline, leading the baby to be flown to a Dallas hospital.
The information that we have at this time is that the child is stable.
The department is continuing to investigate.
We have several items that were placed in evidence that will be sent off for analyzation.
The site of the deadliest church shooting in U.S. history was torn down on Monday following protests by some Texas families. Last month, a judge cleared the way for the First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs to tear down the sanctuary where the attack took place. In 2017, a gunman killed more than 24 worshipers, including a pregnant woman and her unborn baby. Until now, the site has been kept as a memorial that included the names of the people killed. A new church was completed for the congregation about a year and a half after that shooting. And a quick reminder, TxDOT will be working this week through Thursday and next week, Monday through Thursday, on FM 236 between the Zacklands Parkway and Moody Street. Travelers are asked to slow down in this area and be prepared for delays. If possible, use an alternate route during the hours of 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click that notification bell. For now, stay with us. Straight ahead on 25 News now at 5, why the United Auto Workers Union filed a federal labor charge against Elon Musk and former President Donald Trump. Also ahead, former U.S. Representative George Santos will now have an anonymous jury in his fraud case. The details ahead. President Joe Biden is set to announce up to $150 million in funding for research aimed at improving the outcomes of cancer surgeries. The funding is part of the White House Cancer Moonshot effort, his first launch in 2016 as vice president after the death of Beau Biden. Biden relaunched it 2 years ago with the goal of cutting the U.S. cancer rate by at least 50% over the next 25 years. The money is going to 7 universities and a company that provides the medical imaging used by cancer surgeons. Now, as the presidential election heats up, we're taking a closer look at whether celebrity voices matter.
At the Republican National Convention last month, Kid Rock and Hulk Hogan were there to hype up former President Donald Trump.
Let Trumpomania run wild, brother!
For Democrats, George Clooney and Megan Thee Stallion are among the star-powered artists who have voiced support for Vice President Kamala Harris.
With the future president of the United States! Everybody.
A new study by Harvard University, first shared by CNN, found celebrities do play an influential role in promoting civic participation.
Helping create a culture around participation, making it fun, making it something you should care about doing.
The report does not examine celebrity endorsements to specific candidates or political parties. Instead, it focuses on voter participation efforts like educating, mobilizing, and encouraging Americans to register to vote.
There are three major things really confronting young people right now. It's a lack of information, a lack of trust, and a lack of motivation to participate in our elections. And celebrities are actually some of the most well-positioned in society to actually address these issues.
One example the report referenced, in 2018, megastar Taylor Swift shared a single Instagram story encouraging her followers to register. The nonpartisan organization Vote.org saw a huge spike in registrations. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Today, the United Auto Workers Union filed federal labor charges against Elon Musk and former President Donald Trump for what it says were threats to intimidate workers who go on strike. It comes after Trump's Monday conversation with Elon on X. The pair discussed a potential role for Musk in Trump's administration should he get reelected. Trump called Musk the cutter and praised the Tesla CEO for his anti-union stances.
You're the greatest cutter. I mean, I look at what you do. You walk in and you just say, you want to quit? They go on strike. I won't mention the name of the company, but they go on strike and you say, that's okay. You're all gone. You're all gone. So every one of you is gone and you are the greatest. You would be very good.
The UAW recently endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris for president. They also filed separate charges against Trump and Musk Monday to the National Labor Relations Board. The charges claim they had interfered with employees exercising a right to organize against the company, with suggestions those striking would be fired. It's unlikely Elon or Trump would face significant penalties if they found that they broke the law of labor, and the action could take a long time to resolve. Now, former U.S. Representative George Santos will now have an anonymous jury in his upcoming fraud trial following a decision by a judge. Due to the high nature of the case, only the judge, the two sides, and their attorneys will know the jurors' identities. Santos has pleaded not guilty to financial crimes, including lying to Congress and using campaign funds for personal expenses. Last month, a federal judge rejected Santos' request to dismiss some of the charges. His trial begins on September 9th and is expected to last several weeks. It's a major cause of death and disability in the U.S. About 2.5 million people go to the emergency room for traumatic brain injuries every year. Now, non-invasive tests is helping doctors check brain health more quickly.
From contact sports to car accidents, there are so many ways a person can hurt their brain. Even mild traumatic brain injuries can leave lasting effects.
In about 30% of cases, these patients end up with significant disabilities, problems concentrating, difficulty sleeping, memory problems. Some people have problems with their balance, and they go from being completely functional to dysfunctional.
Dr. Linda Papa with Orlando Health says traditionally patients who have come in with suspected traumatic brain injury would be evaluated by a doctor to determine if they need a CAT scan. Papa says that can lead to misdiagnoses and takes time when every second counts.
It's important to identify it early so you can get patients the treatment that they need. So, for example, in some cases, patients have brain bleeding and bruising after an injury. And so it's important to detect that early so you can administer life-saving therapy.
Beginning Tuesday, Orlando Health will be using a new rapid blood test, which measures specific proteins associated with a traumatic brain injury. Papa says if the protein levels are high, a doctor can take action very quickly. And if the levels are low, a CAT scan may be unnecessary. The best part, the test provides results in 15 minutes.
It gives us information that we never had before. And I think this is really going to revolutionize care.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
A recall of walnuts has been elevated to the FDA's highest risk level classification. In July, California-based Stutz Packing Company voluntarily recalled packages of its shelled walnuts due to listeria. A Class 1 recall is issued when there is a, quote, reasonable probability, unquote, that the product could, quote, cause serious adverse health consequences or death, unquote. The nuts were sold in Arizona and Texas. Texas schools got billions in federal pandemic relief. It is coming to an end. You can read this Texas Tribune article on our website, crossroadstoday.com.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's 93 degrees, another warm, steamy day. Got up to 94 officially, and here's the exciting part. We actually got 0.03 of an inch of rain out at the airport, courtesy of that one little thunder shower that rolled through. You might have even heard the thunder. Will that happen again tomorrow? We'll talk about that, and we'll take a look at Ernesto, all that in a moment. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Of course, another hot, steamy day, but a couple of little showers rolled around the area. You know why that happened, right? I actually washed my car today, so, you know, I did my part for getting a little bit of rain activity around the area. It was all very quick, and it sounded much worse. We had thunder here on Navarro Street, but I didn't see a whole lot of actual raindrops. There were 2 or 3 or 4 out there, and that's about it. All that, of course, caused by the afternoon heating, and of course, it'll be decreasing now that the sun begins to go down. And will be fair tonight. Temperatures, as you can see, right around the area. Everybody on the warm side with 98 down in Bloomington, 95 in Port Lavaca, and 99 out in Karn City. So for us, the heat is here. It's not going anywhere. So it's like that old, the heat goes on and on and on. And we, of course, have our heat advisories up for today. Very likely we'll do this again tomorrow, as our heat index topped out at 109 today, and tomorrow is expected to be about 110. So yeah, it's pretty much the same drill. Well, all the big activity is going out in the Atlantic. This is Ernesto. It's right about here, right on top of the Virgin Islands. You can see the path of Ernesto when it struggled through the dry air on top of it, but now it's getting out of that area, and it's going to be strengthening. Here's a close-up. You can see the path right about here, and you can see the Virgin Islands right about there, and there's San Juan, Puerto Rico. It'll be going right over the Virgin Islands tonight as about a 40-mile-an-hour storm. So it's not a wind issue, it's just this heavy downpours that is going to cause a lot of flash flooding, because they're probably going to be seeing the 6 to 8 inches of rain as that system moves through. There's only one good thing about it, is it's moving fairly rapidly at about 16 miles an hour. So once it gets out of or away from Puerto Rico, it's going to start to strengthen, will likely become a Category 2 hurricane. But get a load of this, it misses the entire U.S. mainland. It will go very close to the island of Bermuda. I hope they're watching this, but you can see how even way up here, it's still a Category 2 storm. So, it'll be, shall we say, adding up to the amount of energy created by tropical storms. Good news is it's not hitting the mainland. I don't think we need any more trouble so far this season. Of course, the dust coming off the Sahara has been fairly significant out in the Atlantic, but right about here you can see how it thins out. That's why Ernesto was able to gather strength and move on without the hindrance of that storm. For us, the heat dome is it. I mean, we're under this, and we'll be under this for quite some time. No major changes in our weather. As the storm does move up the eastern seaboard, the dome is going to actually protect us, or block at least anything from moving in our direction. So high pressure means stable sinking air on top of us, and in fact, when is it? About Friday or Saturday of this week, there's going to be a super dome. In other words, the high pressure is so high, they're going to be seeing about 104 to 105 degree temperatures between Dallas and Oklahoma. Okay, so getting hot. Looking for a 98 tomorrow in the Cuero area. Any additional showers? Well, 30% of an afternoon shower. Otherwise, heat index at 110 and staying right about there all the way through the coming weekend. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have this QR code. If you scan that with your phone, you can put Crossroads Today on your cell phone. We'll toss it back to Karina.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up next on 25 News Now at 5, we're going to take a look at your stocks, plus how the decrease in inflation could be a sign for what consumers can expect in the future. Taking a look at your stocks, the Dow up 409 points, the S&P 500 up 90 points, and the Nasdaq up 407 points. Oil up $1.56, closing at $78.50 per barrel. The Producer Price Index, a key inflation indicator, shows price hikes slowed in July. The federal government reports the PPI was up 2.2% for the 12 months ending in July. That's a significant pullback from the 2.7% increase registered in June. The report sets the stage for an even more crucial reading on price hikes due out Wednesday. The Producer Price Index serves as a potential sign for retail level inflation in the months to come. And stay with us. We're going to take one last look at your forecast with Mac when we come back. Plus, the list of artists that made it into former President Obama's summer playlist. Plus, here's a look at world news tonight, right after 25 News Now at 5.
Tonight, the state of the race as polls start to shift. Plus, as tensions escalate in the Middle East and a U.S. submarine deployed to the region, can a wider war be averted? More Americans turn to World News Tonight with David Muir, the most watched newscast on television.
Former President Barack Obama is sharing the songs he's been rocking out to this summer. In typical form, his song choices cover the whole spectrum. They range from viral songs like Tommy Richmond's $1 Million Baby to tracks by established artists like Bob Dylan and Jill Scott. There's a spat of classics like Where Did Our Love Go by the Supremes, along with past favorites like Tupac and the Rolling Stones. Other singers who landed on the list include electro-pop singer Charlie XCX and country breakout star Shabuzi. I have not heard of that one.
You know, the president is way ahead of the music, much farther than I.
He's keeping up with the times for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, for some of us, we program our favorite songs, and that's all we listen to.
Yeah.
But there's so many others.
So what's on your summer playlist? What has been on your summer playlist?
I have everything. I'm very eclectic. I mean, from even classic opera to country to old rancheras. You know,
of course. Mac, what I want to know, do you have any modern day artists?
No.
Okay, you have homework from me to you tonight.
Modern day to me is George Strait.
Today I'm going to show you who Charlie XCS. We're going to have a good time.
I have no idea who that is.
We're going to have a good time.
Okay.
It's definitely music to be out there and dancing, but this rain has kind of kept us inside today. Well, no, you can't dance in there. You can dance in the rain.
Of course.
Yeah,
you should always dance
Charlie
in the
XCX.
rain. You would be a very happy person if you caught the rain today. We got 300s officially out at the airport and officially out at Riverside. We're looking for maybe one or two more little showers on Wednesday and Thursday, but then, yeah, the heat goes on and it'll be there for quite some time. So hot next 7 days.
Alrighty, thank you, Mac, and thank you for being with us. We hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 6.